Hello and welcome to my channel Stinu Loves Makeup. Today I will be trying to figure out what exactly the difference is between these different NYX eyeshadow bases. So I've got four different ones. I've got the ESB03 in skin tone. I've got ESB05 in black. I've got ESB01 in white. And I've got ESB02 in white pearl. So I don't know if there is an 04, but I've got 1, 2, 3, and 5, I guess. Yeah. These three all say the same thing. They say that it's to hold, intensify, and last longer. Base camp for true stay-on, stay put, and stay long eyeshadow colors. And the white pearl and the white also say for 100 times more vivid color. Well, actually the white says for 100 times more vivid color and the pearl says for 100 times brightening effect. So I guess I will try that out. Now the black doesn't say that it'll make it last longer or anything. It just says to intensify and create depth. So I know that from what I've heard, these are not supposed to be a primer, but these three say that it will make it stay put. So I don't know, I'm not going to test out the longevity today. I just want to see what the different effect is with the different colors. So first I'm going to compare the black and the skin color one, I guess, skin tone one. One on this side and one on this side. I'm going to do the same eyeshadow look with all four, but obviously two at a time because I've only got two eyes. So up first I've got black, which I'm going to take my finger, as you can see it's kind of a cream, dip my finger in. Yeah, it's quite a solid cream, and put it on my right eye. Yep. So I'm just applying this on my lid and kind of trying to blend it out a bit. From what I gather, when you use eyeshadow bases, you just want to put it where you're actually going to put color, because otherwise you end up with the base everywhere, which you don't really need. So I've got my black on my lid, which actually is blending out to be a bit grey. So I don't know if it would benefit from a primer underneath, but I'm doing it without because I want to remove it afterwards and try a different one. So yeah. I'm gonna try not to get it on my under eye because I don't really want to look like my dark circles are worse than they are. Now if the light is a bit dim, it's because it's overcast outside, but I needed to film, so I will just have to make do. So on my other eye I'm going to use the skin tone. Made a clean finger, go into that. So as you can see, it's sort of a light brown color. Which, yeah, I suppose skin tone enough. It's like, sometimes I use concealer on my eyelid just to even out my skin tone, but I guess this just kind of evens out the skin tone and provides a bit of a even canvas and something to stick to for the eyeshadow. Now I know sometimes people put loose powder over bases like this to make it easier to blend the eyeshadow. I'm mostly going to just quick blend, so I'm going to see how I go without for now. If it's really bad, I guess I'll have to refilm it in powder. We'll see, we'll see. So first I'm going to use this light mint seafoam green from Colourpop in the shade Chipper. I'm going to dip this Revlon crease shadow brush in it and just apply that in my crease. It definitely sort of creates a more dark, almost muddy effect, I guess, as opposed to using just a normal primer, but we shall see how the end result turns out. Okay, now do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so you can immediately tell that, obviously, I mean, there's black all over my lid here, but you can tell that the side is more dark than the other side. So next I'm going to go on with my lid shade. Now I've decided to go with some shimmery eyeshadows today, but I've also got some matte, so I want to see what happens. So I'm using this Colourpop pressed shadow in the shade Cakewalk on my lid, and I'm just going to use my finger to apply that. So you can immediately see that that has quite an impact over the black, and the violet tone of the shadow really is kind of amplified. That's really pretty, I like that. So let's try that on the other side. Yeah, you can tell how purple that looks. Okay. So over there where I've used the skin tone base, you can see the green reflect, greeny blue reflect comes out a lot more than on the side with the black base, where it looks a lot more dark and kind of more intensely purple. I hope you can see that on camera, but yeah, that's quite amazing, the difference in that. Whew, nice. So up next, I'm going to use this Sisley eyeshadow in the shade Ultraviolet 14 in the outer corner, just to darken up the outer corner a bit. So once again, going in on the side with the black base. But obviously I've already put on the Colourpop eyeshadow. So as you can see, if you want more depth to your look, I would recommend going for the black eyeshadow base. Whereas if you want something more ethereal with slightly less impact but still showing up true to color, I'd go with the skin tone base. So I really like the results on both sides. It's a really pretty look with pretty colors. Goes with my scarf. And I'm going to remove this and then try out the white and the pearl white bases. Alright, so I've removed the eyeshadow and the bases I was wearing. So now it's the turn of these two bases. So I've got the white and the white pearl. I'm really curious to see if there is actually much difference in these two. I'd imagine the white makes the color, any color, more intense, especially lighter colors that might not show up usually. Whereas the pearl, I guess, might make matte colors pearlized maybe? I'm not sure about that. So I'm curious to see what it will do for shadows that are obviously already shimmery. Because as you could see, the shades I was using for the most part were already quite shimmery. So I'm going to start with the white base on my right eye. Just again with my finger. Yeah, that's quite almost greasy feeling, but we will see. Wow, that is... I've used the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and this feels a lot more greasy almost, but it's quite easy to spread out. Ugh. Oh man. I'm a bit worried about this. I don't know how I will go. Oh, just look at that. Let's see if I can blend that a bit. It seems to go on a bit patchy as well. I'm gonna grab a tissue and wipe my fingers. Yeah, it seems to go on a bit patchy as well, so we will see. So that's just a matte white on this side. If I can close that. Now up next we've got the pearlized white pearl, which I don't know if you can see, but it's got a bit of a pearl to it. Hopefully you'll be able to see once I've put it on my lid. It's very similar consistency to the white, I think. Oh yeah, I can already see that's definitely more shimmery, maybe slightly less strong in color. I feel slightly less as if I'm putting on clan makeup. Okay, so as you can see, on this side it's quite matte, and on this side it's got a bit of shimmer. And this side has dried down a bit and it's still a bit tacky, but we'll see how we go. I'm actually quite nervous. I feel like the consistency on the white bases is different than on the black and the skin toned one. They feel more like oily and greasy almost. So back to my Colourpop chipper shadow and my Revlon crease brush. So here's my matte white base. I feel like this would have definitely benefited from setting it with a powder before, translucent or white powder before applying eyeshadow. I feel like it's maybe making the green a bit more true to color than the skin tones, but it's definitely not as intense as the black base. So let's see what happens over on the pearl side. Now I feel like I've applied slightly less maybe of the pearl base than of the white base. But the pearl base is definitely, I feel, almost bringing out the color more. Put the matte white base on this side and the pearl white base on this side, and I almost feel like the pearl base is bringing out the green color more than the white base. But either way, it's the pearl side is definitely bringing out the shimmer more. So I kind of like the pure white base a bit better in that regard. So up next again we have the Colourpop pressed shadow in Cakewalk, which is the kind of purple shade. And I'm going to apply this once again with my finger. I like using my fingers to apply makeup. So here we go, applying that over the matte white base. So from what I can tell, it's not making it look quite as purple as the black base did, but it's also not bringing out the color shift in it as much as the skin toned base did. So it does look kind of more lavender, but the shift is not so apparent. So let's see what it looks like on the other side with the pearl base. Wow, so on this side I think the shift is definitely more apparent, and it's also looking more shimmery. There's just a general air of shimmer on this side. So I don't know if you can tell the difference, but for me this eye definitely looks more purple and this side looks more shimmery and translucent. So up next I'm going to go right on ahead with my corner shade of the Ultraviolet Sisley eyeshadow. Okay, I'm going to use my finger to apply that in the outer corner of my eye. So it didn't go on that well over the eyeshadow that's on the white base. I guess it kind of looks true to color. It's okay, I'm not that impressed with the white base, I have to say. It's going on very pretty kind of over the pearl base. Like it's not as intense, but it's definitely got this pearl to it. I don't know how else to put it, which the shade naturally does not have. It's not completely matte, but it doesn't have any pearl to it or anything. Oh, there goes my scarf. So next I'm going to put on the inner corner highlight, which once again is the Big 3 from Colourpop. And this is a very shimmery shade anyway, as I'm sure you can tell. So I think, I've got my little mirror here. It's definitely more impressive on the side with the pearl base. I'm gonna blend out all my colors. Yeah, so basically on the pearl side, it's almost like the skin toned base, but even more so, as, man, I think scarves hate me, but even more so, where the translucence of the shades and the shimmeriness of the shades is brought out. Whereas with the white base, it's more like the black base, where it amplifies the true color of the shades and makes it, like the black base says, more in depth. So my final thoughts are that I think these all have their uses. The one that I probably use the least often would be the pearl, the white pearl, because if I want a sort of shimmery effect, I'll just use shimmer eyeshadows. The skin toned base I think was quite nice. It did help the color stand out a bit more. It did help bring out the shift in these pressed eyeshadows especially. I have to say the pearl did bring out all the translucence and the shimmery nature of the shadows a bit more. And then the white made sure that everything was really true to color, which is great, it's what you want. But I do think I prefer the NYX Jumbo Pencil in white as a white base than this. It feels a little less greasy. I feel like I have more control with it. The black I really enjoyed. I was a bit scared to use it actually, because I've never used a black base before. But I really like the intensity it brought to the look, and I would love to use it underneath like a cobalt blue shadow or something like that and see what happens. So I do hope this video was useful to you. These, I looked at my receipts, were between $9.99 and $12.95 I think, from Priceline, and sometimes certain shades of these are sold out. And for some reason these three were grouped together and then the black was in a separate area, but they all say eyeshadow base. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I hope this video was useful to you. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me.